Gosh, I don't.
Right.
Who wants to recap? Okay, I'll roll a die.
I'm trying to remember.
Oh, it's Ted.
We finished up the party. People went home. No, we had already done that. We started off either the next day or a couple days later. We picked up Grynar's armor. Was this the session we had the conversation with Sanballat? I feel like it was. Or was that 2 sessions ago? I should have listened to the recording.
I think that was the end of the session 2 sessions ago.
Mhm.
So we were
Okay.
moving from there at the beginning of last session.
Oh, that's right. The first thing that happened is we happened upon a bunch of guys beating up on an old man. We were making our way to fill out the paperwork with the Drogo? No. Igno, the drover.
Or Ingo, or one of those two.
Yeah, Ingo the drover. We were on our way to talk to him, and we heard a bunch of people beating up an old man. And we were like, that's not cool. We got to stop that. And it turns out that old man was kind of an asshole because he's shitting all over everybody's favorite council person, Anders. And we were like, man, we probably should have just let them beat your ass. But we didn't. We let them go. We took a couple of them with us to jail, essentially. No, we turned them into the guards. I take that back.
Yeah.
And let most of them go. Made our way to the drover's cottage. Got the paperwork signed. Went over to Kryber's Grove. Did we stop somewhere else on the way? I don't think we did.
Carpenter's Guild Hall.
Oh, right. We stopped by the Carpenter's Guild Hall. We talked to the head of the Carpenter's Guild, whose name I do not remember and don't think I wrote down.
Jalar.
Right. Who was not the one on the Scarlet Brotherhood list. That was the confusion I had last time.
Jalar's on the Scarlet Brotherhood list.
Then who's the S person that I was like...
Scarlet Wave Chaser was also on the list, but we didn't have any information about them other than their names on the list, and they were at the party.
Got it. So then we dealt with some crabs in Crabber's Grove, made it all the way up the mountain to the house, which happened to be occupied by the same thugs that we had beaten up earlier, and there's one of them left. He's asleep.
Did one of them get away, or did we chase him down?
No, I'm sorry, he's not asleep. He got color sprayed in the face.
I don't think he did.
One of them was suggested to surrender, and he is the one who is alive still.
I do think one of them got away, though.
I like that word.
Maybe? Yes, because one of them ran past you guys.
Wasn't that the guy that was suggested to surrender? He ran away.
No, there was. Well, he started to, and then I stopped because I forgot that the suggestion specifically had been to surrender, not to not fight. And Zashel bought a $300 lamp, and that's the other important thing.
Yeah, I did.
Specifically for me.
No.
Nope.
For me, just to get you to be quiet, though.
I was saying to get me to stop talking. Sorry, my bad.
Although if
bought one
the car
despite of you,
really
in
wants the
spite of
lamp,
you.
then we can have a discussion.
Oh, good to know.
Well, don't give him the lamp.
Why is everyone keeping things from me?
Well, last session you said you were gonna get it so that he can't have it, so don't give him the lamp.
And also, just so I'm clear on what just happened, Doug, the player who pilots Panrin, just expressed, why is everyone keeping things from me? Is that what just happened?
If they're keeping it away from me because I play Pandaren, then that's metagaming.
No, we're pointing out how ironic that is.
The secret keeping that Pandaren does.
Very
The
different.
the
Yes.
Thank you, Andrew.
Okay, so you are in this building. You have the one who has surrendered and is tied up has confirmed there's no one else in the house besides the thing in the basement. Now what?
I cast Mending on Betty to give her full hit points since I don't remember how much damage she took.
Okay.
Let's go kill the thing in the basement.
Yeah, let's check out what's in the basement.
Okay.
Literally every horror movie.
Is this guy tied up here?
Yes.
Okay, great.
I mean, it's fine. The last time someone went in the basement and got locked in there, they made it out perfectly fine.
Nice.
Okay, the basement. I mean, hold on. You guys have doors closed? Nope. Okay, you guys can wander till you find the basement.
Not it.
Yes.
I mean, it's like around the corner.
Just out of curiosity,
Wait, these guys were
Dasani.
sent by Scare and Wave Chaser. These guys were originally hired. They had a note that had his initials on it when they were beating up the old man. These thugs.
Right.
Yep.
But Scare and Wave Chaser, at least according to this guy, is not here.
Correct.
I do have written in my notes that somebody named Zolak or Zolak in Craver's Grove knows more about Scare and Wave Chaser.
Mm-hmm.
But we either haven't asked or have not come across that individual yet. Maybe it's the gross thing in the basement.
Dasani, I'm very curious. Have you settled on an alignment yet?
Meaning,
Chaotic good, lawful good, chaotic neutral,
am I good or bad?
true neutral, evil. It looks like no.
I didn't honestly. I didn't know I was supposed to. You mean like as who I am as a person, like a character?
Like your morals.
Oh, my morals. I
Mhm.
thought we said. I'm definitely not evil. I don't think I'm that smart to be evil. I'll think about it and I'll let you know.
Okay, excellent.
Do I have to know as of right now?
Kind
I mean, I
of.
should, obviously.
You'll need to know.
I don't think I'm bad. I think I'm pretty. Neutral.
I'm feeling good neutral.
Like,
I don't
yeah,
know
if we
how
have to
you're
kill
feeling.
somebody, let's kill 'em.
I think right now you're kind of chaotic neutral to chaotic good. It's kind of how you've been acting.
Yeah,
but
I think chaotic
that's-
neutral sounds good to me. Like, I can kick some ass if need be and kill somebody if I have to, but.
But you're certainly not a murder hobo.
But I'm not, yeah, exactly. I don't murder children or women.
How I typically define the evil versus good has more to do with altruism and selfishness. So, however you would define that, no problem. Just important to know. Okay, so you see the stairs below. There doesn't appear to be any sound coming from downstairs, nor any light. It's all quiet.
Hello.
Just in case, I'm going to go ahead and cast light on Yop's shield. I suspect things down there are going to be problematic.
Well, we've dealt with problems before. Yop and Betty will head down the stairs.
I will
Okay.
follow.
All right. So
Okay. Hey, we'll hit it on the way out. It's fine.
Does someone want to stay with the guy?
He's tied up, isn't he?
Sure, but
Is he roaming tied up?
I
And
will
also-
handcuff him to some stable furniture. Can't pull with him.
I mean, all right, but if we come back up and he's gone, there's gonna be a big old told you so waiting.
Ah, I will also be very mad that he stole my handcuff if he's gone.
Do y'all want me to wait with him?
We could just knock him unconscious.
Yop, would you make me a perception check?
Not wrong. Can I help with that?
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? Oh, there it is. Watch your step, Eddie.
You see. Actually, no. This isn't something you can see. This is something you feel and hear as you start walking down the stairs. The soft hum of something of some sort of magical aura at the very base of the stairs. Vicaris, you actually can feel it a little bit stronger than Yop can. Some sort of barrier, right, that is moving, that is from the top of the door down to the floor at the base of the stairs. There does not appear to be a formal door either. There's just a threshold. Do you look in? Do you continue to, do you try to interact with the barrier? What do you do?
I am going to call out for Zashel specifically. Sorry. And just be like, Zashel, do you guys see anything in particular? Did you guys hear me?
I can hear
Yes.
you.
We heard
Okay.
you ask for Zasho's god eyes.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not hear that. I will detect magic and kind of glance around.
Okay. The barrier that is covering the base of the entrance to the basement is such strong abjuration magic you cannot see past it. You cannot see any other effects past it.
That is very strong protective magic, so whatever is on the other side is potentially very dangerous.
Or I could try teleporting past it.
Would you be able to get back if there was something there? That seems risky.
Do we have an hour to spare if I do?
Yumi, maybe shoot an arrow through it. See what happens.
Sure.
Yep, it's going to get dark for a second, and I will cast light on Yumi's arrow.
I will try to shoot an arrow through.
Okay. It sticks into the field and does not move.
Well, it doesn't look harmful. I'm gonna touch it.
You cannot pass through it. You put your hand against it and you feel an electric pulse that like a pulsing through it. You cannot move past it.
Another racist wall.
The floor beyond the barrier, what material? Wood, dirt, stone?
It is a finished basement. There is a wooden floor, and the stairwell kind of opens more or less to the corner wall, and theoretically the room expands out to the left. If you go, sorry, if you were able to get past the barrier, that is, that's where the room is that direction.
Well, maybe we ask dude upstairs.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
I like that idea.
Can I see anything beyond the barrier, loose object-wise? Like is it
Maybe-
just like an empty room beyond?
It doesn't look empty. It just looks like everything that would be in that room is just out of line of sight from the exit to the stairs.
So nothing I could grab with a mage hand to see if that works. So yep, Baldy's our last choice.
What are you doing?
I guess we're going back up to talk to the thug. Do we want to
Okay.
peruse this room at the top of the stairs first? Kind of go through the stuff here.
I don't hate that idea.
I will
Oh.
continue concentration on detect magic just in case there's anything up here. I doubt it, but
Yeah, I'd like to search this room.
Okay, you can roll investigation, and Zashel, nothing else is
Yeah.
lighting up.
Very
Uh,
much your scab.
Yap and
figure somebody will
Vicaris.
assist with investigation.
Yap and Vicaris, there is not a lot of useful items, some spare clothes, and some non-perishable food, and any notes or pieces of paper or anything that has writing on it at all. It's all in thieves' cant.
Ah, dick.
What's wrong?
This character doesn't know thieves camp.
Oh, I think Yumi was asking because I assumed.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, the guy's just still sitting where you left him cuffed.
Hey, you said there was something in the basement. What is this barrier thing?
The charm by the Saints of Saint Cuthbert that have been put there some maybe 50 some years ago, something like that.
So you've never actually seen what's beyond this barrier, then?
I haven't. I don't. Not many people even mess with the stairs, really.
Has anyone been able to get past that wall before?
Some people can. It's just a matter of I think being the right kind of person.
Well, I think we should all try going through the wall at one point or another. If anything, I can actually stay with this guy since I know I can't make it through.
Do you think it's really a racist store?
Point.
Might be racist, might
That's
be
really
related to something
rude.
else. All I know is that I can't make it through.
Well, I'm human, and this town is mostly human, right? I'll try. And Yumi will try to go see if she can pass through the door because she thinks
Okay.
it's a racist door.
Do you like put your hands up or do you just try to walk through?
I put my hand up.
Okay. Your hands touch the surface of the barrier and you cannot continue.
Stupid racist door. I'll go back upstairs and I'll tell him it doesn't like humans either.
Well, at least we know it's not racist.
How do you know it's not racist against human as well?
That'd be weird. Especially here, town full of humans, to be racist against themselves.
Maybe someone hated humans and put something here.
Humans and elves.
Is
Yep.
anybody familiar
Maybe it's a dwarf.
with Saint Cuthbert?
No.
Can I do a history check? See if I know anything of, have heard anything of Saint Cuthbert in all my various travels.
Yeah, sure. Oh,
Betty, do you remember anything about Saint Cuthbert?
um, what you mostly recall, 12 isn't a complete failure. Just an incredibly ancient deity, and specifically a good aligned deity, and very importantly, very much hates the evil deities.
Saint Cuthbert, to my recollection, was a very, very good, pious individual.
He just got over.
I think maybe Betty and I should try and get through the barrier.
Okay. Betty cannot. You can.
Well,
Just for the hell of it, I will go ahead and try to get through as well.
I think. Hold on. Give me one moment. Yeah, Zashel can too.
Fascinating.
And the moment that the both of you have at least a hand through, there is the movement of darkness shifting on the other side of that barrier.
Could you cast light on my shield
Yep,
again, please?
light on the shield.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. Give me one moment. I will show you what you're looking at.
I hope it's those googly eyes swelling around that leaf. That was pretty cool.
Okay. Two of you are right here. And this is the room that is kind of illuminated to you now. There is a figure that has moved to about right here so that he can see you, but is mostly, it would be, sort of obstructed by the wall that's right here.
Mhm.
A shorter human figure with very, very long hair and old, torn, like moth-eaten clothing, and sallow cheeks and yellow skin.
First time we've seen this individual?
Correct.
Hello?
Hello.
What is your name?
They have called me Zolek. That is a very old title.
How long have you been down here? The man upstairs said the barrier is very old.
I have been here. I have no way to count time.
Would it be safe to say you haven't left this place in a very long time?
That would be accurate. What are the two of you doing here?
Well,
Those.
we have been investigating something called the Scarlet Brotherhood.
And
I understand you might know something about them.
I very well might.
Is there anything you would like to share with us about your friend Scarin?
I could. If you could help me.
So you're looking for you scratch our back, we'll scratch yours type of situation.
Yes. Just like that.
Well, what sort of help were you looking for? We could get you a nice lamp that you could keep down here.
I don't need something like that, but I
Oh,
could
it's a very
use...
special lamp.
Don't you dare.
I could use a hand, and he kind of looks to the spots where you were able to pass through the barrier. I don't think you have I'm not assuming that you guys have stepped through. You just know that you can pass through.
That would be accurate.
You want us to get you out of here?
He smiles, and the light from the shield glints off of 6 long, sharp teeth in his mouth.
Well, it sounds like something that we would probably have to think about.
His head tilts to one side. How long would you need to think about it?
Oh,
Forgive my rudeness, but it seems you've been waiting down here a considerable amount of time. The amount of time we would take is insignificant in comparison. Yep, let's go upstairs, please.
bye.
He puts one hand up and wiggles his fingers.
Are we out of earshot?
Yeah, I was gonna go all the way back upstairs.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, he's creepy.
I would guess that if Saint Cuthbert or his followers locked him down there, there was a very good reason for it.
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah, we will relay, or at least Zashel will relay to everybody what we saw Zolek and his very sharp 6 teeth. Was it 6 sharp teeth, or just he had 6 teeth?
6 of his teeth were sharp.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to clarify.
Did you say Zolik was his name or his title?
He referred to it as title.
Okay. Does that quote unquote title mean anything to any of us?
You can roll history.
Sure.
This not particularly. It could just it might not. He may have even been he may have even just been playing coy.
Fair. Well, I mean, did you ask him why he's down there in the first place?
I did not. Did I?
Don't
I
think
believe
so.
so.
You just asked
Or
how
ask
long he'd
him.
been there.
Ask him how long or what he'd plan to do once he leaves.
Once he made it clear his requirement for giving us any information was helping him out, I sort of ended the conversation. I don't know what we would be releasing.
Right, that's fair.
Saint Cuthbert is some sort of human deity that hates the evil gods, then I can only assume that anything he's imprisoned probably should remain imprisoned
Sure. Although, in all fairness, like neither myself or Yumi can pass the thing.
Are you saying I'm evil?
I'm not, because I'm also not evil. I'm just saying, we don't know who put him there or why. Personally, we don't even know how to get him out, but I'm on the side of if he doesn't give us information, then he doesn't deserve to leave. At least not through us.
That sounds a little evil.
I mean, it's a little evil to just abandon him entirely, but he's been there down a while, so clearly he can survive. I'm just
Monkey,
saying.
please don't start again.
Adam's had enough of your conversations about evil characters.
Got PTSD from it. Just because you're right, so now I'd have to worry about Doug. Thanks.
I'm neutral, okay?
Sounds like something an evil character would say.
I do want to turn this world into the face, so whatever.
Well, I think one thing we can be certain of is it's unlikely that he's going anywhere, so I don't know that it's really a time-sensitive issue. Perhaps we should try and find out more about him or this St. Cuthbert in town.
Well,
That sounds like fun.
I mean, I think we're all on the same page that we're not releasing him, so might as well figure out what to do next.
Should we investigate the rest of this structure?
yeah, I think that's a good place to start.
What are you looking for exactly?
Well, I don't know if, like, the part that we've been in, is that the only part that's above ground? And then this
Mhm.
whole darkness over to the left would be below ground stuff that we wouldn't know about, or is there actual structure we can see over here to the left that we just haven't investigated yet?
Okay. The space that you guys. Okay. I think I think I know what you're talking about. This. Hold on. There. Okay. This is all that there is to this building.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
And so the fact that all of this area is black, we just don't know. Like, if we were to roll outside of the house, this would just be landscape to us.
Yes. Yeah.
Got it.
Yep. Don't worry. This is not a. This ain't no mega dungeon.
Nice. I will do a little investigation in here, see if.
Ooh.
Okay. There are a few more papers and organizational material here.
Mhm.
All of it is in Thieves' Camp.
Betty. I need to go back here so I can grab Betty.
I'll grab her.
Okay.
Grab her.
Open wide. Also, I will sort of crawl halfway into Betty's mouth.
Oh.
Right, just to clear out any. I don't recall what gross garbage I've thrown in there just for kicks, but I will spend this opportunity to clear that stuff out.
You did specify you were throwing rocks into her mouth, yes.
Yeah, but they're fine. Rocks are fine. I was worried about like fruit that may be in there rotting.
Okay, yes. There is at least bread. I know that.
I think-
Okay.
Is there like a floor lamp in there? What was the big long thing that I'm sure is
rake.
still in there? A rake. So, but we got to keep that in there because that'll get taken out at the lighthouse. Okay. So we've got a bunch of papers in Thieves' Camp.
hmm
Actually, before I put it in there, I don't know that I've ever asked this before. Can anybody read this? And I'll pass it around.
Sorry, I'm human. Not very good with languages.
What does that mean?
What?
She's just calling
I'm gonna
herself
hit you with a
dumb.
what?
It's just seeing you guys speak all these different languages, I realize us humans, we don't bother to learn other people's culture.
We lost Ted.
I was kind of fucked up, Yumi.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
well,
Even I learned
self-absorbed.
Dwarvish.
See, I didn't think that would be useful, so I never bothered.
Ouch.
I'll take the papers and hold them up to this guy. Can you read these?
Yeah.
Translate, please.
No.
It's times like this I wish I cared about Charm Person.
The only thing Greinar can offer is that he probably knows someone who can read it.
Who would that be? Tristan?
I don't know, an NPC? I mean, he's hung out in seedy bars, constantly getting in fights all the time, I presume. In theory, he might know someone. That's why I said in theory.
In theory, I'm also
And
supposed to
mine.
have a criminal contact, but I don't know who that is.
That would also probably be able to do that.
If that's what you want to do, you can go and track down your criminal contact.
Oh no, Yumi's not doing that.
Well,
What?
then
What?
what? Then like,
What the fuck?
Why would you not do that?
She doesn't like talking to criminals.
Oh my.
see, so it doesn't even matter. Oh my
Have you-
god,
you
everyone
watched
is
any Costco
dying!
ever?
Oh my god, we're losing everyone.
I feel like
Oh my god. Okay, so what would you three like to do in the meantime? If you're not going to be, if you're not going to be, looking for your criminal contact.
I feel like my smuggler friend, Captain Xenos or whatever, would she know?
You have no idea. You would have to go and ask.
I would love to.
Okay, excellent. Does anyone have
We
an
could-
objection to that?
We can table that for now if we're trying to do something else, though.
Nope.
I mean, we do not know when Ted and Adam will be back. And worst comes to worst, if they wanted to stay here, they could theoretically, like, continue doing things here and just we'll split you guys up, you know?
That's how parties die, Sarah.
Party, no thanks.
Split the party in town, a thing that you guys do, like, on the weekly?
You're trying to make us confident. So you can murder us all.
Yeah, it's not our fault you haven't taken that opportunity to kill us all.
I mean, you locked yourself in the basement by yourself. She could have.
I'm still shocked wild magic didn't go off.
Okay. Do you want to go talk to Zendros?
Yeah, might as well. Anybody else know anybody who might speak Thieves' Cant? I figure since she's a smuggler, she probably knows it.
Your friend's probably best.
In your criminal contact, that could definitely solve all this. Yep.
You know, she doesn't share this. You don't know this.
Right.
Doesn't mean it's not frustrating.
Okay. You trek all the way across town.
Wait.
What?
I have to cross the bridge. Hey guys, should we stop by the council instead of crossing the bridge?
Could ask the council. They might have contacts.
Yeah, let's stop by the council real quick.
Who do you talk to? Everyone but Eleander is here.
God damn it, he was my first choice.
I like Etta. I mean, we've talked to her a lot.
Etta? Yeah. We could also talk to Anders, because he may have some other questions that we need answered.
True. We could talk to him about those questions, but from the time we've talked to him, he doesn't seem like he knows much.
I mean, we haven't incited him once, I don't believe.
Sure, let's go talk to Anders.
We just automatically trust him, because we like him.
Yeah, I know. He's probably the
That
big
is
bad of
true.
this campaign.
Yeah, let's go talk to Anders.
Okay. He is not looking nearly as frantic or distraught as usual. But when you do enter, he does kind of scramble to look like he's a little bit more busy than he probably is. And he says, "Hi, hey, guys. Is there something I can help you with?"
Hi, yeah, we're looking for any contact that you might have that could decipher this paper here. And I hand him the paper.
He looks it over and he
What?
frowns and just says, "This just looks like a bunch of nonsense."
Right, I agree, which is why I'm looking for someone in particular who can decipher it. It's clearly a code of some type.
I guess I don't know. I don't know what this is.
But you're a council member, surely you know people.
Do we trust that he doesn't know what it is?
Yeah, matter of fact, let me insight that real quick.
Go ahead.
If anybody else wants to insight as well.
I think it's full of shit.
Not bad.
Dasani, you can roll insight if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Everyone, including Dasani, there seems to be sincere confusion in both his expression and in his voice.
Ah, dumb bitch. Right, well, I guess we're here for another reason. Well, before I go on, is there anyone on the council that has, maybe a criminal past that they've moved beyond?
What?
Right, like somebody who wasn't exactly an upstanding citizen before they became a council member.
No?
Right. The second thing we have to talk about is that, I guess it's a warrant? Would calling it a warrant be accurate?
What thing are you talking about?
The thing that made people beat up an old man.
Oh, the hit, I guess.
Well, I'd like to talk about some papers that we found that were kind of troubling. They seem to put out a hit on this old man, and they seem to reference you in particular.
Hey, Ted. Can you hear us?
I'm on my phone though, so it's gonna be real awkward.
Ooh, yeah, oof. Just gonna
Is
turn-
your computer not working?
I'm rebooting it now. I think that'll help because I rebooted my phone and now I can connect it to Discord. Phone I couldn't before. So if there's a sudden
you-
spam.
It's kind of wild 'cause you and Adam both left.
Yeah. Okay,
I
yeah.
was watching a stream. Somebody in New York, his Discord died also, so it does seem to be entire East Coast problem.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's awful. That's awful. This will work though for now. Anyway, you show him Vicaris, you show him the note, yes?
I believe we handed that over, didn't we?
Then there's Adam. Adam,
Yeah, I
can you hear us?
The note over to the guards.
Yeah, we didn't keep it.
Okay. Okay.
I wanted to.
Same.
Okay, and so what was the question you asked him again?
It was a paper that seemed to call out a hit that referenced him in particular,
Okay.
or that seemed to come from him.
His creased brow folds a little further, and he just Why?
Why? What in particular?
Where did you find that? Why would someone do that?
That's a great question. Why did it specifically reference you?
I don't know.
Insight check that bitch.
Yeah.
14.
He still seems perplexed.
Also 14.
Was was
What?
your
Not
Did someone
anymore.
have forged it?
no was
Right.
your mom possibly involved in something before?
No.
And maybe they want revenge on her, something you didn't know about?
No. I don't think so.
Do you have any enemies that might be trying to frame you?
I hope not. I hope not. I've been trying to be a he just starts stuttering.
Maybe it's because he's new and they're like he's the easiest to get rid of and replace. Maybe someone just wants his position.
Mm.
He kind of
Possibly.
pulls at his collar a little bit, like panicked. Why?
I mean, clearly-
Why?
He's the most likely to crumble under pressure, so if I was trying to attack somebody, I'd probably go for him first.
That is true.
Hello.
Hello, Adam.
Hello.
Wonderful.
Everyone went to the council hall to ask a little bit more to
Excellent.
see if maybe anyone could read Thieves' Cant and also to try to figure out what's going on with Anders. He seems both flustered and confused and concerned, and definitely offended when you mentioned that he would easily be the the weakest target.
Yeah, I was specifically trying to get a rise out of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hence why you couldn't get through the barrier, just so we're clear.
guys
Never
hear me?
confused about that.
Yes.
I didn't see you go through the barrier.
I can hear you, Ted. Ted, you there?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm here.
great. Perfect. Cool. Okay.
Of the council members that we know, who do we know of anybody who might have like a seedier past or might be a little less
We know the one dude is a smuggler.
The one dude whose basement you
Oh.
broke into?
Gellin, yeah. Is he here?
Yes,
Sure.
everyone except your favorite.
No,
That's
did
right.
Galen leave town for a couple days?
that's
Eleander.
Eleander.
Oh, that's Eleander.
Right, well, we've certainly given you a lot to think about. I hope you take a time and go through any list of enemies, and if you do, go ahead and give us that list, and we'll be able to investigate it for you. Have a great day. And I'll walk out.
He visibly starts sweating as you leave, and just kind of like unbuttons his collar and just goes and like opens a window to get some fresh air.
And then I'm going to poke my head in and be like, we also provide protection services in case you're ever looking for that. Zip right back out.
And you go to Gellin.
Yes, I do.
Okay. He is talking with somebody. But and indicates for you to wait a minute, and a couple minutes after he finishes his conversation, that person is dismissed, and you are invited inside. And he says, "You've finally come to see me at work. I'm very excited. How are all of you?"
Could be better.
Well, I'm doing great.
could be better, someone's doing great. It sounds... Is there something I could help you with, then?
Right,
Yes.
so we have this paper, and I'll go and put it down. We're wondering if you're able to translate it for us.
He picks it up and squints at it, looks through some reading glasses, and just says, I can understand each of these words. Well, not even... He kind of turns the page over, gives it kind of a thorough examination. This just appears to be a lot of nonsense.
Right, as a thought. That's really all I had. Anybody else have anything for Gil?
Wait, can we understand each of those words individually?
Yes, Thieves' Cant is coded messaging. It's not like a language all on its own.
So it's not some weird, strange writing.
Yeah.
I lose connection for 5 minutes. And we're accusing a council member.
I think we accused
accusing him.
I don't think we accused anybody of anything.
Oh no, we definitely just did.
Of Anders or
How?
this guy?
This guy, Gellin.
How?
Hey, do you understand the secret language of thieves and
We
rogues
didn't-
and criminal?
We didn't tell him that's what it was. We just said, "Do you understand this?"
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're just smarter than us. How would he know what we're trying to imply?
Also, do any of us actually know what it's called, or do we just call it?
I don't think that if anyone has seen it before, it would have been Yumi. But none of you obviously can understand it and probably would not know that that is what it is called. Hi, kitty. Hi. Okay, what do you guys want to do next? You've spoken with Anders, you've spoken with Gellin. The reason you guys ended up down here in the first place is because Vicaris indicated that maybe talking to Captain Zendros might get you somewhere.
Valid point, valid thought.
Intro sounds like a good plan.
Okay. Okay. So is that where you guys head?
Yep.
Okay. Doug, you do not need to make another con save.
What? Did they clear it?
As far as you can tell, you step onto the bridge and there's not even like a pitfall of a gut wrench.
Hell yeah. Although I'm sure there's some anxiety, but whatever.
Yeah.
Cool, yeah. To Captain Zendros.
You. All right, you guys go to the Quartermaster Zavius, and very much like that first time you arrived, it is quiet on the outside and bustling on the inside. And when you first cross the threshold, she almost zeroes in on you immediately and makes her way quickly over to you, and says, "Oh, it's some faithful customers. I'm very glad that you've made a return even within the same week, even before I believe actually your order is not quite ready yet. I would have to double check. Did something else catch your fancy?"
As a matter of fact, it has. And I will wink at her. But we're here for different reasons today. We're wondering if you can translate this gibberish for us.
She takes the paper and she looks at it and she says, "Given some time, I could read this. Read this note. It would take a little while. There's a bit of a transcription needed."
Right. How much time do you think?
Maybe an hour.
Perfect. Right, well then we will find something to keep ourselves busy for 1 hour.
She kind of waves, kind of waves her fingers to indicate you guys can go do whatever you want. Let me see.
Since we were sort of talking, I would like to find out if my order is in fact ready. Since, she was talking to Zashel. Did
She's
something else catch your fancy, Zashel? Picard answers. Subtle.
Yep.
She's looking over the paper, and she just kind of folds it over and sticks into one of the pockets of her coat, and she says, "If you give me 1 moment, I will go and I will go ask." And she wanders off.
My more pressing question, since I don't remember the answer, probably as Zashel and certainly not as Ted, did I pay in advance?
I believe you paid the 50 gold for her standard fee already, but you did not. I don't think you paid for each of the spells yet.
Right.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. 4.
In that case, it's not really. I'll come back another time.
Because you don't have enough for them all yet.
I'm suddenly down a considerable amount of platinum, so...
'Cause somebody bought a lamp.
Someone bought
Yeah,
a 300 gold lamp.
That's your bad.
Worth it.
I can let
well-
you borrow some money if you need.
No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I don't honestly remember what I asked for or what the price even was, but...
While everyone
Oh
else
my
is doing whatever they do for an hour, the car's gonna sit like right in the middle of the way and just stare at her.
Wow, real subtle.
Yumi will stay with you and make sure you don't do anything weird while you stare at her for an hour.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not weird.
Vicarius, is something wrong with your eye?
It looks like
seems
you're not
I've-
blinking.
And it seems I've caught something beautiful in it.
Oh, well,
Okay, hold on. I have to throw my headset across the room.
Oh, well, something in your eye could be very dangerous.
And Yop grabs Vicarius by the head and, pries the eye open.
Can you make a charisma saving throw?
Yes, absolutely. Well worth it.
Damn it!
Yop's blowing in Vicarius' eye.
I don't see anything, but maybe this will get it out.
It's fine, I'm fine. I have prestidigitation. Yes, I do.
She is actually just standing at one of the counters. She does not even bother to go into her office or anything. She's just got another piece of paper and she is transcribing that message for you. Anything else that you all do? Or do you guys leave for a minute, or do you wait that hour there?
Oh wait. Is there stuff in the shop we could just browse?
Kind of. There is some things that are kind of on display, but they're a little bit less. They're a little bit more innocuous. They're not the crazy expensive, valuable items that she could get for you guys if given time and money and everything. But there's a classic. There is the belt of pants on display. It's a fan favorite. There are there's the quiver of, I never remember what that's called.
Elhana,
Yeah, Elhana.
also known as the efficient quiver. That's a little bit easier to say.
There are a couple of potions as well. Mostly like she said before, this isn't set up to be necessarily a store. In fact, it is technically a temple, but it functions as a shop in a manner of speaking.
If you're gonna keep it to yourself, can you stop whispering like aggressively?
Mute yourself then.
Well, I'm curious about what they're saying now.
What did the belt of pants do?
She doesn't look up from her work. She says, "You wear the belt. It makes it look like you're wearing trousers."
I mean, you don't have to wear trousers.
No, you don't have to.
Yumi's just having a giggling fit at the thought of this.
Can I try it on?
Sure, you just can't leave with it. It doesn't require attunement. The minute it's on, it looks like you're wearing a pair of pressed slacks.
Oh, look, everyone! It looks like I have pants on. How much were the belt of pants?
It is 150 gold.
You know, it makes you look very dashing. Yeah.
You know, I never wore pants before. I will take them.
She snaps her fingers. She speaks in another language, and another acolyte moves forward and takes your gold and removes the warding charm on it.
Just out of curiosity, what is how would I go about changing the color of the imaginary pants?
I think with enough time, theoretically, once a day you could alter its appearance.
Wonderful! I will consider what color pants I would like to wear for tomorrow. This is going to be fun.
Yes, it's a very good gift. I've had a couple of incidences of stories being told of people who have been wearing them and then have been abruptly put in front of like a mirror through seeing or something like that.
Oh, well, I've always got my apron on, so I'm not worried about that. I do pity the next pickpocket that tries to rob me.
Oh my god.
Yumi is just on the ground laughing right now. I'm dying.
Have I never given you guys the belt of pants at any point?
No.
No.
Oh my god.
You told me about it, and you haven't given it to us.
Anything else?
Oh, FYI, Gallon was lying.
You might want to say that in character.
Oh, I thought that was in character.
Well, so,
Sounds
he was
pretty
kinda
in character.
Like lying through his teeth. Sorry, no, I was in the midst of changing my my photo, and I didn't realize Sarah was talking directly to me, so I thought everybody knew, but apparently not. So just thought I'd let you guys
Galen was
know.
lying when he said he didn't know what these papers said?
Apparently, dude.
That's very interesting. We will soon know what they say, so perhaps that is information we can use against him.
I mean, but what's the point of lying? Why is he trying to hide something like that from us? I mean, obviously we can't know until it's on the paper, but maybe he's connected with the people that we fought. Also, did we
Maybe.
leave that guy
Suspect.
there?
Yep.
Okay.
Tied up.
Actually, I don't know, but I presume yes.
He was handcuffed.
Oops.
Sarah,
Nobody picked him up.
What?
He'll be fine.
did we leave him there?
I mean, yeah, because you guys didn't mention that you didn't.
We are doing great.
Okay. Eventually, the note is transcribed, She hands it to you, and I'll give you guys, like, not right now, but I will have a handout for you later that has the exact details. But more or less, this has a list of different, this is like, she indicates that it's a 2-part listing, basically. One part of it is a list of days, like dates and times and locations, theoretically, either like drop zones or pickup locations. And then the other one is and the other part is some information. Like, it's got a list of people that include the name Oswald Temp, but they all are associated with each name is a merchant house that they work with.
Well, Oswald Temp is the person that we saved from the beating.
Yes. This is curious part of it. And she hands it over to you. She says, I can understand that maybe my own business not being listed on there, that makes sense. And she kind of puts her hands in her pockets and her tail flicks behind her. And she says, but the Solmnor's Mercantile is also not on that list. But most other locations, most other shops and such in the city appear to be listed or named here.
Are there any numbers or amounts or anything listed alongside those names?
Like theoretically how much people are earning for beating the shit out of people?
That or how much money the various merchants owe for protection.
Okay. No, there is not.
Okay.
It's just a very informal list of people, but also their like place of work.
Okay. And so we just know that her location in the what was it, the Mercantile House?
Solmnor's Mercantile.
Yeah.
So why would Galen lie to us about that?
What do you mean?
Oh, sorry, that was to the rest of the group, not necessarily to her.
Okay.
Although he's probably looking at her, so I can understand how she took this that.
I mean,
Anyone?
the easiest answer would be is that he's involved. That would be the simplest reason that he would lie, because doing otherwise would incriminate him.
Well, I don't know if that's the simplest. I think the simplest answer is that if a member of the council knew that thieves can't, the very next question would be, well, why does a member of the council know a language only spoken by thieves?
I think the other question is was Galen the one who tried to frame Anders with that bounty?
Primewater,
Well,
yes.
Hold on.
Primewater is listed on this same sheet, and she indicates.
What bounty are you talking about?
The one to
Talking
be
about the
up
hit.
again. The
Talking
hit,
about the
yeah.
hit. But I would like to point out that it wasn't signed by Anders. It was signed by a member of the Scarlet Brotherhood. And they said they were looking out for Anders. They never said that Anders was the one who told them to do it. Like, nothing in there, like, says that it's his.
Which is
Right, they-
interesting.
Right, they said they were doing it for Anders, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that Anders directed them to do it. They could be doing it for Anders' benefit without any of his knowledge.
Exactly.
Yop, could you make me? I will let you do investigation, but intelligence-based check for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There is a couple of these names that are on this list, like that.
Oh, my lovely list.
Yeah.
I'll cross-reference it.
Yeah. None of the names that you can find on your list
Mhm.
would be here, and that would include places of business that that you know of, like Winston's. Winston's is also not listed.
I will relay that to everyone.
Winston's, as in the general store.
Mhm.
Right, because Winston Bross is a Scarlet Brotherhood member. Is the Empty Net on there?
The Empty Net is. Hold on. No.
No. And Kreb Schranker, who we spoke to, is also a Scarlet Brotherhood member. He's the Fence. So it seems that...
Is he actually Scarlet Brotherhood, or is he just work with them? Not work with them, but do work.
He's on our list of Scarlet Brotherhood members. That was slipped in my pocket.
If we want, I can turn invisible and do some reconnaissance.
Did we ever determine that that list was wholly accurate?
No, Yop
No.
jumped to conclusions.
Gotcha.
But when we talked to the guy in the empty net, it seems like he was involved, so.
Yeah, I mean, he seemed to confirm that he was a Scarlet Brotherhood member, as was, God, I can never remember her name, as was, Jalar.
We should go somewhere else.
Captain Zendros, does the name Saint Cuthbert or the name or title Zolak, do either of those things mean anything to you?
She flares for a moment and she says, "Yes. Why?"
Well, we have come across some additional information, but we don't know much about either of those characters and would prefer not to proceed blind. The more information we have, the better decisions we can make.
What sort of information are you missing, then?
Well, who is this Saint Cuthbert fellow?
He's this rather uppity individual from centuries ago who strong-armed his way into godhood and has, should we say, vendetta against all sorts of creatures. And her tail flicks again.
Would that include you?
So he's a racist. That's why we couldn't get through the door.
I don't think it's that simple that I could get through.
What do you mean, get through?
Are you familiar with the house at the top of Crabber's Grove?
I am not, no.
Are you familiar with someone or something called Zolak?
No.
Can I insight check that?
Ooh, same. Nah, I trust her.
She has a relatively stony expression, but the minute Cuthbert was mentioned, she got upset, and as you've been kind of asking more questions, she's softened up a little bit more. She does not seem to know, though.
Alright.
Well, we seem to have some information that this Saint Cuthbert fellow may have trapped someone or something called the Zolak, and it may all just be a fib or a fabrication or a tale that people tell their children so they go to sleep at night. But it could also be true, and if Saint Cuthbert had this vendetta against people, it sounds like we should learn more about them.
Interesting. And you said this was in Crabber's Grove?
Yes. That's where we recovered these papers, and that's where we heard this tale about St. Cuthbert.
Very interesting. Unfortunately, I don't have much more to tell you other than if there is in some way clergy to St. Cuthbert here, then there is a very good chance that you and I will not be seeing each other again.
Well, why is that? We like you very much. Don't we, Vicaris?
Right, very much so.
She smiles and shows off a couple of sharp teeth, and she says, "Very sweet, but myself, my acolytes, the other worshippers at this place, they are, for lack of better term, hunted by the worshippers of Cuthbert."
Well, we did learn that this happened like 50 years ago.
Also, Acquisitions Incorporated does provide protection services, and for you, it would be at a discounted fee.
That's very
Special
sweet.
Looks at Vicaris like he has lost his fucking mind.
That's a very sweet offer. We should maybe talk about that.
You mean we'll give Vicaris a thumbs up at that? Listen,
I'll encourage him.
Yes, that's definitely something we should discuss,
we
Vicaris.
should. It sounds like a great idea. You know,
I
if
agree.
we're friends and we give her a discount, maybe she'll give us a discount.
I don't often charge the if one of my acolytes is in need of a magic item, the usual cover charge for the retrieval is usually waived.
See that?
See?
It bears discussion. Anyway, Captain Zendros, thank you for your time, and thank you for your assistance in translating these papers.
Of course. And whenever you're ready, I believe that the scrolls that you ask for, they should be ready.
Thank you.
So his scrolls are available for purchase right now.
Yes.
I will give her 300 gold.
Thank you. And she goes and retrieves all, I think, 4, 5 of them. 5, I think.
Oh god, I forgot what I sent you.
Oh, I've got it. Don't worry. I have that. Alarm, ceremony, comprehend languages, illusory script, and silence. I will.
Yeah, let's keep in mind that I have those. Thanks.
Gonna hold his spells hostage.
Until I get my lamp. Yes, absolutely.
You understand I will just buy my scrolls again, right?
Oh, sure. But it'll take more time, and you could have them now. All you have to do is give up that one measly lamp. For free.
Oop, we lost someone.
I thought that was you, Ted.
I was afraid it was.
Ragefoot. Yep.
Looks like we lost Tristan.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If there's nothing else,
Thank you for the belt.
of course. Looks quite nice on you.
Yes, I agree.
And if any of you are interested again in anything more interesting, more advanced than an illusory belt, of course, come by. We can talk.
Most certainly, but don't sell yourself short. This belt seems very advanced.
I'm quite capable of substantially more.
I'm sure that you are.
Could you make a belt that produces real pants?
like a belt.
No, she said produces pants.
Okay.
Summons pants.
I could do that, but it would require a little bit of experimental magic and, well, a lot more than 150 gold.
Oh, I don't think I need that, but it's interesting to know in case I want to get a present for someone in the future.
I will be working on that for you. All right.
I was gonna say, as we're walking away, I was gonna say, I know that Eli is gone, but he has given me free reign of his library. If we want to potentially look up something about Zolik, I bet that's a good place to start. I know he's gone, but I'm sure he has house servants or something there tending to his home.
You really like this guy, don't you?
Well, I mean, if he gives me free range of the library, why would I not use it? Especially at a time like this when nobody seems to know about this Zolik.
I think it might also be a good idea if we keep eyes on Captain Zendros. She seemed very interested in Crabber's Grove.
I volunteer as tribute.
Did anyone else notice that none of the Scarlet Brotherhood were on the list? It's everyone else. Should we be more worried about the people not on the list than the people on the list?
Perhaps.
Out of curiosity, was our franchise on the list?
It was not, actually.
Where's Scarlet Brotherhood?
Or perhaps Abernathy knows something. He does have an arrow through his head.
And that just grants you wisdom.
Perhaps he's
been your
involved with
experience with
shady
him.
people.
Yes, your experience with Abernathy has indicated that the arrow through the head grants him wisdom. Yes.
Did he lose some of that wisdom when I cut some of it off?
Hold still, Vicaris. I've got an arrow right here.
It's science.
I have a
Um,
lot of arrows. Did you want me to try and give you more wisdom?
Well, my problem isn't the wisdom. I'm wondering, did he lose any of his wisdom when I took some of his arrow? Also, back to researching Zolik. I can go to Eleander's place, or his library, and then a couple other people can go to the council, see what they have.
Are there any temples here?
Yes, there is a temple up near Crabber's Grove.
There's
Walked
a
right by it,
temple
didn't
that
we?
Oswald Temp is in.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Split up.
Yes, I think I would like to go pay a visit to Oswald.
Okay. And
Right.
who wants to...
I'm gonna head to Eleander's, but I need some help getting through the gate. If anybody wants to go with me.
I'd love to
I'll
join.
go with you.
Why do you need help getting through the gate?
He's got a racist gate.
Okay, is that the only split you're doing, or is there somewhere else you'd like to go? Someone mentioned the council hall again.
Does somebody want to go to the council hall? You, me, and our grinder.
Not sure what I would ask at the council hall.
If anybody knows about Zolik, we're
Sure,
information
I'll-
gathering right now.
I'll go to the council hall.
Is there anything else we should be researching while we do this? I should probably ask that in character.
Well,
I suppose my real question is, what are we hoping to learn about Zolek?
Why he was put there? What you could potentially want if released?
I mean, we could ask him those things.
He
Do
said
we
he wouldn't
trust
give us
him to tell us
information
the truth?
unless we let him out, which is why we stopped asking him questions.
I mean, we stopped asking him questions because
Because Adam and Ted's call dropped.
Well,
No, they both walked out.
Yeah, they walked out because he was evil, and they came to tell us.
I mean, yeah, it seems sort of evident that he probably shouldn't be let out regardless of the information he might be able to give us.
I don't know. Information is power.
yeah, and I mean, I'm
He's
more
out of-
Locked
concerned.
away by a god. Let that kind of sink in.
I mean, are we certain it was a god and not their followers?
It was
pretty specific what it was him.
it was priests of Saint Cuthbert. That's what everyone's been saying.
Oh,
It
I
was-
thought it was by St. Cuthbert. Okay.
I'd like to find out more about Solek because I'm concerned about Vicaris's hopefully girlfriend and her response. Right? She seemed pretty upset just at the mention of St. Cuthbert. Right?
Oh, so we should. Well,
And basically said if we had anything to do with furthering his acolytes' plans, that we would no longer be welcome in the shop.
I
Wait.
think what she said was if Acolytes of St. Cuthbert were there, she was leaving.
Yeah,
She's
she was
leaving. Yeah.
leaving. But I thought Vicaris liked Eliander.
Doug.
One, he never specifically stated that. He was just kind of hanging out with him. Doug has been calling him Daddy Eli.
Oh, okay. That wasn't Vicaris
And
calling
two,
him daddy.
Vicaris can like more than one person.
Guys,
So Vicaris has the hots for Captain Sandros.
Well, I
Doug
mean,
has
he's-
the hots for Daddy Eli.
Okay.
Well, let's not rule out Vicaris having the hots for Daddy Eli.
Okay.
Thank you, Craig, for being here.
I figured it was more because he's going to this guy's house when he's not here, and he has permission to go to his house whenever. That sound a little.
And actually, now that I think about it,
Specifically to use the library. It's not like I'm going into his kitchen and making myself dinner.
But you could if you wanted.
But he's totally going to do that.
right.
Now that you mention it, it's on the
You could
list.
just be telling us library, but you could be doing other things there. We don't know.
I
go
might
through
get
his
that-
Mantis drawer.
What?
Go through his Mantis drawer.
Yeah. There could be information there that we don't know.
Right.
not forget the jailbait.
I hate
Waiter.
it so
We have to
much.
turn this whole house upside down.
I'm
Yeah,
a,
guys, did we forget about the jailbait waiter that I seduced downstairs?
it's a different house.
Oh, it all just depends on what season Vicaris is in.
Wow, guys, this is like the first horny character I've ever played.
You picked a Fae. What were you expecting?
I'd like to
Thirst
insight
is
check
real.
Doug on that.
That sounds like bullshit. I want an insight check as well.
None of my characters have ever had sex before, or rather during play. I'm sure in their backstories they did. Oh yeah, one actually had a child. Anyways, we're getting distracted.
Good fucking lord, this game is so off fucking task.
Hey,
All
this
right.
is important lore, okay? Character.
Cats are what we make it.
Dasani, if you can get Vicaris into Eleander's estate, I will go with Yumi to speak to the council and see if there's anything they know. Somebody want to go with Yop to the temple, Grainar?
Sure.
I
Subtle.
think you're the only one left. Well, there's 6 of us, and if we're dividing into groups of 2.
So that's what we'll do. We'll go on break. 10 minutes. We'll be back. We'll be back at 10:02, and we will go from there. All right. Let's start with. Let's go to the people who are going to the temple first. I'm interested. Let's get you guys all the way up here to the temple. It overlooks pretty much the entirety of the city as it is on the outcropping cliff, the leap, and is rather prominent as both a clean and very what's the word? Opulent building, relatively. The entirety of the structure is gray and blue stonework that has been either painted and then carved to show to depict waves and sea creatures and sea life. And the front door has a golden trident painted into an embossed into the wood. And inside is a couple of benches for sitting, but mostly carpets and such for prayer. But it is mostly unoccupied. There are a couple of sailors here that stand near the altar, giving an offering. The altar itself is a rectangular dais that sits beneath a stained glass window with a golden trident painted into a much more vibrantly colored window than the outside. The outside is dull and gray. This window is red and orange and purple. And a very, very old man with a peg leg, and an eye patch, and a very scraggly long beard, kind of hobbles his way over to you all, and he says, "Aye, new patrons, I see. And might you be interested in taking offering before, I would assume, setting sail?"
Well, we were actually just here to check on the condition of Oswald. We understand he ran into some trouble earlier today, and we wanted to make sure that he was all right.
Oh, I see. Mr. Temp, yes. Follow me. And he takes you to one of the side rooms of this. Okay, yeah, he takes you to the side rooms of the chapel, where Oswald is sitting with another priest, but is looking a lot better. It would appear that he very easily could afford any healing or anything that that could be offered. But he looks up at you and just nods. "Oh my! You all saved me. Thank you."
Well, it's wonderful to see that you are doing so well.
Yes. The clergy here know what they're doing.
Wonderful. I was curious if you would happen to know what all that was about.
They were saying something to me about the Somner's boy. Something about, it's a little bit fuzzy, something about how I'd said something, and this was a warning of sorts. I've never said anything to Somner's myself. He and I are technically business competitors. I don't associate with him socially. I have no idea what that was all about.
Oh, you're business competitors. I thought you were running a temple here.
Oh, Oswald Temp came here to get healed. He's not.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's exclusively what he's doing. Yeah.
Well, what sort of business are you in?
Oh, I run shipments from out east. I own a few vessels. Get by mostly by undercutting a lot of competition, but whatever I was doing apparently greatly upset those gentlemen.
And you say Anders is some of your main competition?
I would say there are a few others. Anders has nearly a monopoly in the area, truthfully.
I guess being on the council has its advantages.
I I mean, you wouldn't hear this from me per se, but I feel as if those two are related, but not in that direction.
Well, of course, I've heard nothing from you other than that you're doing well after the misadventure in town, which is lovely. But how do you mean not in that direction? You mean being on the council impedes his business?
I would say that he's on the council because of his business.
Oh, not the other way around. Interesting, but it still makes for quite the competitor for you, doesn't he?
Yes.
And who have you been talking about with your business recently that perhaps may have informed these thugs, or perhaps they overheard?
Can't imagine. I maybe drank a little at the Prime Water party, but I don't recall saying anything. I certainly wouldn't have said anything to Anders if whatever I said was so terrible that it merited my encounter this morning.
Very interesting. Do you, in the course of your business, do you find that you have, much dealings with, Winston Bros?
On occasion, occasionally he'll hire one of my vessels to pick up orders for him, but not exclusively. He doesn't keep contract very well with most folks.
Oh, well, that's a shame. Hard to be in business with someone who doesn't keep contract very well. That's what Zashel taught me.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, well, he was one of my compatriots, along with Grainar here, who helped intervene this afternoon.
Oh, well, thank you to the both of you, then.
And Mr. Prime Water, do you have much business dealings with him?
I find him more sociable. Again, technically, he and I are competitors, but most people are familiar with that the Prime Water fortune is a unique earning at least, and so competition with him is merited rather. Ooh. You have to be a very certain type of person to really compete with Gellin.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Oh, it's not really a kept secret per se that Mr. Prime Water deals in less scrupulous trading. I've even heard, but again, this is rumors, and there's not really any way to confirm. Confronting him certainly wouldn't do it, but that he has allies amongst the sea princes, and they often can buy from him and can spend quite a bit of money on whatever it is that he can sell to them.
Well, it sounds like you have two very strong competitors, both with seats on the council.
Yep. Yes. But I mean, this is a shipping and fishing city. If you're not if you're not in trade, then you're in fish, and either way, competition is stiff.
I'm also curious. This is more just information for the newcomer in town. Have you done much business with Captain Zentros? Do you know much about her?
No, I've most steer clear of the business, that business.
Oh yes, I understand. It's half business, half temple. And I understand we're in a temple now. Are they similar in theology?
The priest who brought you in, says, "Oh no. No.
Oh,
Very
I'm
much
so
not.
sorry. Would you mind educating me?
Certainly. Well, here we worship the deity Prakran, who is a guardian for sailors and for sea folk. Fickle but not too dangerous. Cares more for sea life than for the dead. The quartermasters of Eos, they are very different. This Eos character is some fiend creature who lives out eastward, far away, but has great influence really all over, and is rather tyrannical in many cases. His priests, I'm not a fan, but they stay clear from me, and I avoid them. Better not to go on some holy crusade and cost innocent lives for no reason.
Yes, the loss of innocent lives is a terrible thing. Would you say that either the devotees of your temple or hers would either of them align with Saint Cuthbert?
Well, certainly not. Certainly not anyone of Eos, as Cuthbert and Eos themselves are bitter enemies and have been fighting nearly since they both have established themselves as within the celestial realms. But no, I don't believe any of my priests per se. Why? Why, you ask?
Oh, well, I'm just trying to get the lay of the land, and the name Cuthbert came up as we were investigating some of the thugs that beat up poor Mr. Temp here. And so we're just trying to uncover all the information we can and make sure there's not a larger threat at hand.
Well, if you're curious, sometime before, as this city was settled, certainly before this temple was under construction, there was a modest missionary movement by the saints. They're often considered rather pushy folks. One of the benefits to most sea gods is they ask for offering before you set sail, and then when you return home. That is the extent of the necessary devotion that they ask. However, the saints of the clerics of Saint Cuthbert demand incredible piety and propriety. They're a little pushy. They didn't get along, I would say, particularly well with the people who don't get to stay around very often. But they did good work when they were here, generations and generations ago.
And what good work would that be?
Well, certainly when there was when between the wars between the elven folk of the Silver Strand and the folks here served on the front lines as well as protected the civilians who were just, working the lands. Stood guardianship over the fields. Also, there was some incident with some creature, some undead beast that was brought in by some tradesman, I think, who maybe it was in over his head. Went on a rampage, killed many people, and the high priestess, she managed to seal that thing away somewhere. Not particularly sure where, but it is hidden very well.
I see. They sound like wonderful protectors.
They're good people. They're just demanding.
I see. Well,
Yop will do like a quarter turn to the left and then like a half turn to the right.
How do you like my new pants?
They're fine.
I'm very proud of that. I got them today. Don't they look nice?
They're fine. What are you doing to me, Adam?
You're welcome.
Does Griner have any more questions? Or anything that he'd like to do while you guys are on this side of town?
Can you ping where we are on the map again, just so I know exactly where we are?
Yep, right here.
Okay.
Tristan, is there anything that you want to say or do right now?
No. Yeah, my armor.
Okay.
Can we see down into Crabber's Grove from up here?
Reasonably. You can see some of it. You'd have to make a perception check depending on what you want specifically.
Is there a place I can sort of camp out and watch that road up to Crabber's Grove? See who comes and goes without being easily detected?
Yes, but let's I'm going to give you in order to remain hidden because there's not a lot of growth on this cliff, and also the cliff and all, you can make a perception check, but you will have disadvantage.
Okay, well, I think I would like to hang out and do that.
Okay, go ahead.
Reinhardt, would you like to hang out with me?
I suppose I can. Don't ask me to make a stealth check.
Well, I think we're just making perception checks.
Sure.
Son of a gun.
I'll give. Am I proficient in perception? I don't remember. Damn, I'll just roll. 23.
There we go.
You also have the disadvantage though, if you're because of the distance and all. I'm sorry.
Right, forgot about that.
Yep. Oof.
I'm going to use my inspiration and try that again.
Okay. Whoa.
Son of a gun.
Okay. All right. So a couple of things is that you realize, like while you're watching here, that the leap itself is not an incredibly dangerous cliffside. In fact, even the water below is like sparsely rocked. Like theoretically, you could jump into the water from here and not be hurt. And you see a couple of individuals who move back and forth. You see. Hold on. Come on. Okay. You see one person. Who goes to that building, the one that you guys were at. And
Is it who I think it is?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's a problem. So it's Captain Zendros who's going to that building.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were asking that a confirmed name you already had.
Okay. But it's a confirmed name I already have and someone that I recognize.
This would be the gentleman that you came to know as Scarin at the party.
Okay.
And in the time that you watch him, he goes into the building, and then shortly after, a figure of similar build leaves, but in different clothing, and covered, and goes back to town.
And that's someone I don't recognize. Or at least can't tell because they're covered.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Okay. And I would say that takes time. That's like a couple of hours. Yeah. Okay. Council Hall had Yumi and Zashel, yes?
Yep.
Okay. Who do you two speak to?
Who do you want to speak to?
I feel like Ida is a good source because she grew up here, right?
Yeah, I mean, I prefer her over everyone else. So far, everyone is either suspicious or, well, suspicious.
Well, I feel like we've done enough damage to Anders for today.
Yeah.
Iliander's gone. That leaves Ida, Gellin, or Manistrad. We don't really know Manistrad very well.
No, we do not. I don't really like Gellin.
So
Yumi
I was
also
gonna say,
doesn't like Iliander, but he's not here, so that doesn't count. So yeah. Ida.
Okay. All right. Etta waves to you when you enter her office and says, "Hi, how are y'all doing? Something I can help you with today?"
Yeah, we were looking for information on what is that thing called again?
Crabber's Grove? Or do you mean...
No. The thing
Zolak.
you found. That title. Yes, that one.
Oh. Her expression immediately darkens. And she says, What's happening with Zolak? What's happened?
What is Zolak exactly?
I believe, a creature showed up when I was about 4 years old. Brought in by some foreign traveler. Called himself Zolak, and prowled at night and ate people. Vampiric, I believe. But it's been decades since I've heard anything. Is the barrier still sealed? Is he still there?
Rest assured the barrier is still in place. However, a group of lowlives had taken up residence in the building where the barrier is. If he is indeed such a dangerous creature, it seems there should be some guards at the very least.
Was put inside of a tomb. I can't imagine how he was in any way. Was something built on top? She kind of like loses herself for a second and then says, "There's not any need for guards. That creature cannot escape unless someone who is aligned with righteousness passes through the barrier and brings him through. But if some people have put themselves on top of that tomb, that could only be only a matter of time before someone passes through, right? Could you take me there?
We can. I am many things. I am not a champion of righteousness, and I was able to pass through the barrier. I don't know if the barrier is weakening, or perhaps the requirements were not as stringent as you originally thought.
Perhaps not. I was only a child anyway. And he's still there?
As of, what, a couple hours ago, I suppose?
That sounds about right.
Would you happen to know if anyone has moved through the barrier?
Not completely, as far as I'm aware. I was able to put my hand through it, and my companion, Yop, could do the same.
I have to go see this. And she grabs her coat and heads out the door.
I will follow. I will look at Yumi and be like, we should probably go.
Yeah, we should.
She stops at a house on the way up, like in this region here, and knocks on the door and waits and grows very impatient. And then two gentlemen open the door, and she talks to them for a minute, and it makes kind of gestures like up the road, and they both nod and follow. And she doesn't really say much. She just keeps walking. But once you guys get closer to Crabber's Grove, she says, which direction? Where is this place?
I'm getting too paranoid, but can I tell if she is like terrified or if she is excited at the prospect of finding this guy?
Roll insight.
I feel like we're getting played here.
I thought I was paranoid.
The answer is no, I cannot tell.
Can I also roll insight?
Uh-huh. She seems frightened, but like she seems scared, but she is trying very much to not be scared.
Just in terms of timing, would this be going on while Grynar and I are in the temple talking, or would we be out front looking at this point?
This would be while you were still
Got it.
inside. Yeah. But again, she asks which direction.
I will I guess I will cast light on Yumi's bow and take her to the house. This seems like such a bad idea.
It does seem like such a bad idea. Are you sure we shouldn't have more guards? Or something?
Are you sure you can trust these two guards is probably the more pertinent question.
They don't really look like guards, but they look like strong gentlemen. And she says, Tubman will stoutly have been the leaders of our civil militia for years and years. There is not two men I trust more than these two.
And this barrier, what you were worried that somebody might have walked through it. What is it? What can you tell us about this barrier? The more you know, or the more we know, the more you tell us, the better we can help.
Theoretically, nothing can pass through that barrier unless it is someone who is aligned morally with the priests and the prophets and the clerics of St. Cuthbert. Someone only of pure heart in theory. That is at least what we were told. I have not had reason to be worried until you said that there were folks who are on top of the barrier in some way, or that maybe someone who doesn't feel that they are in fact pure of heart was able to pass through. That is concerning. So, I'm going to go investigate. You're welcome to join me if you'd like.
We can take you there.
You do. The guy that you tied up is still cuffed here, and she just looks down at him and says, "Michael."
We never got rid of the bodies, did we?
No, you did not.
You know this guy? By name?
I know most folks by name. And she crouches down next to him and lifts his head up. And he's like kind of fallen asleep, and he wakes up and he pales when he sees her. And she looks furious, and she gets back up and then just looks at the two of you and says, "Where is the entrance?"
Yumi will point her to the entrance.
Okay.
I will go down with her.
Okay.
I'll have my weapon drawn just in case.
You all. Oh, let's actually put you guys back on this map. Oh my.
No, they don't need to go on the map. Everything's fine. It's a simple look and see. There's no reason to be there.
What could possibly go wrong? Okay, let's get. There you go. And then. There she is. Okay. She goes down ahead and she stops in front of the barrier. And puts her hand forward until she can feel it. And then she pulls her hand back and just yells out in that same captain's voice that she uses whenever she's talking at the docks, and just yells, "Zolek!" And the figure puts himself back in the same spot that you had seen him in before, Zashel. And he stares at her and says, "Years have not been kind to you." And she looks at Zashel and says, "And no one's been through that you know?"
Correct.
All right. She puts her hand up against the barrier again, and you can see that her palm starts to move through it, but then she pulls her hand back. And she looks at you, Zashel, and Yumi, and says, "What did he say to you?"
He offered us information in exchange for helping him escape this place.
I wasn't really there for the conversation.
What sort of information was he offering you?
We had asked him a question about the Scarlet Brotherhood when he insisted that we help him in exchange for any information. The conversation short, and my companion and I went back upstairs. Gone.
She looks back into the room, and he smiles at her. And she says, "What is the Scarlet Brotherhood?" She says that out loud, theoretically, so you could answer if you choose.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought she was talking
Yeah.
to him.
Yeah, I realized that's my bad.
I don't have a complete picture. Yumi, you can fill in any gaps that I leave out here. From what we can tell, it is a group of residents of Saltmarsh who believe that they have old-blooded ties to the area, that they themselves are the only true inheritors of the area. They are known for rather bloodthirsty tactics and a disregard for the safety of those around them. I don't remember exactly what their end goal is. I believe subjugation, but my companions would probably be able to correct me on that one.
Zolek smiles in the back and just says, "I could correct you."
I will pointedly ignore him.
He actually steps to move within inches of the barrier and therefore inches within Edda.
And I
And
just grab her, not forcefully, but just hand on the shoulder and just be like, you should back.
you can, but she does not move. And she says, "What sort of information do you have?" And she's talking to him now more clearly. And he says, "The geniuses built their foundations here on top of my little home some time ago. I know everything. I know Garen Wavechaser. I know where he lives. I know what he's planning." And Edda looks back at the two of you and says, "Does that name mean anything to you?"
Would I remember if it was on the list that we have?
I'm
Yes.
pretty sure it was on the list.
Okay. Gotta get a copy of that list at some point for Zashel. It's... Yes, he was definitely on the list of... Oh, thank you. Yes, that name definitely... See, I don't see him on this.
She just looks back at Zolek, but then speaking to the two of you says, "I know exactly who that person is. Goodbye, Zolek." And she goes back up the stairs. She mentions to the two gentlemen to stay here and watch.
I'm sorry. Before the name that he... What was that name?
The name that he said?
Yeah.
Scarin Wavechaser.
Scarin. Okay, I did not hear Scarin correctly. That's why I was...
Okay. Okay.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
Okay. She instructs Tom and Will to stay here. And they both nod. And then she begins to leave the building.
Should we take was it Michael with us?
Yes.
Bring him with us. We'll follow. Yeah.
And the first opportunity she has, she instructs you to turn him over to a guard, a patrol.
So,
You mean,
how
would
do
you
you
like
know
your cuffs?
Michael? I would like my cuffs back, yeah.
Yeah, you'll get them back. Yumi, what did you ask?
Sho asked, how does she know Michael?
Michael's sister works for my brother, who runs the tavern that. And she goes through a whole list of a long list of how she knows how she knows this guy.
What tavern?
My family, well, my brother anyway, more strange than anything else, works as a wicker goat.
Okay. That's good. That's not that other tavern.
Sure. She kind of raises an eyebrow.
I mean, I have grudges against certain taverns. They aren't nice.
I understand. I personally don't frequent there myself very often. Regardless, and she continues walking at an incredible pace, and just is kind of talking to you over her shoulder as she's walking back towards the council hall. Scarn Wavechaser is a friend of Anders, of sorts. Has been a member of the Servant Guild, and in service to the Summoner House for probably the past 20, 30 years, easily longer than Anders has been alive himself.
Like personal friends with Anders or knows Anders?
She looks over her shoulder and says, might have even fucked his wet nurse. That's how much he probably knows him.
Yikes.
She seems very upset.
Might have fucked his wet nurse. That's a new one.
And she goes back to the council hall. What do the two of you do?
Go with her, I guess.
Okay.
Well, we'll drop Michael off with a guard, and then
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's been done. Yeah.
Okay.
So, the Scarran Wavechaser is a servant of the Anders household. I'm sorry, of the Solmner household, who has been around since before Anders on the council, presumably when Anders' mother was on the council. Before her, how did she pass again? Since that's how I believe Anders came to be on the council.
Is that something you're asking her? You're asking me.
I'm asking her.
Okay. She says, unfortunately, she died of consumption a couple of years ago.
Okay, this is me, the player, asking, what is consumption again?
Tuberculosis.
I thought you meant she died of alcohol poisoning, so thank you for clearing that up. I don't know, that sounds like some like the PG way to say somebody drank themselves to death.
Nope. She seems very like she's clearly upset, and she says, Petra was a good woman. I can't imagine her employing someone who would be involved in such a curious and terrible alliance. But I'll be speaking with Anders, and I will be speaking with him privately. And she gives you both a pointed look.
Yumi's gonna whisper to Zasha, should tell her about the thing this morning.
The thing this morning.
You know, those people beating up people for Anders.
At the yes. I suppose we should clarify how we shall we say, met Michael this morning. There's a man.
She stops.
What was the man's name that they were attacking?
Oswald Temp.
I was asking you, but thank you.
Oh.
Oswald Temp.
Right.
I mean, I didn't remember, which is why I was asking. We found him being accosted. We found Oswald Temp being old men, Michael included, who were working presumably under the orders of Scaran Wave Chaser based on a note we found in their pockets. We gave it, I believe, to the guards when we turned the other members of their little group into some guards this morning.
Anything
I
else?
would be careful. It would seem Scaran has taken a more direct interest in Anders' affairs, and I don't know. I can't really believe that Anders is involved, but at the very least, it would seem that this Wave Chaser fellow has, shall we say, vested interest.
She maintains a pretty steely expression, but just nods. I'll keep that in mind.
Yumi, can you think of anything I'm leaving out?
I think that's about it. I mean, we did talk to Anders about it, and he didn't seem to know anything.
Boy isn't as stupid as we make him out to be, but I hope for his sake, at least, he's as innocent as he would appear. And she goes back into the building.
Well, would you prefer to wait here in case something goes wrong, or should we meet with the others?
Maybe we should meet with the others. I feel like if anything goes wrong, they have their own guards to take care of it. And she did say to keep our noses out of it.
Fair enough. Temple or Firebrand?
Let's go to the Firebrand. I'm curious what those two got up to.
I'm curious if the house is still standing. Let's go.
Yeah, more so, I'm sure Yop and Greinar can take care of themselves.
Okay. 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 So we have Dasani and Vicaris who went to Eliander's. Okay. And the gate is propped open, but is still like mostly shut.
Right. Sonny, would you mind opening up that gate for me a little bit more?
Got it, dude. Sonny runs over, or jogs over, and kind of acts like he's gonna kick it open, but he just like lovely taps it with his foot.
Okay. And you go to the front door. I say presumably knock. Do you just walk in?
Oh, this was the front door?
Yeah.
No. There's an iron gate. Then there's the yard, and then the front door. Yeah.
Yes, I will knock.
Okay. A young servant girl opens the door and gives you kind of a curious look and just says, Master Firebrand is away for a few days. I can leave a message for him if you'd like.
Right, no message necessary. We just need to use his library. My name is Vicaris, and not long ago, we made a deal that I could use that I had free access to his library at any time.
Make a persuasion check.
Hey!
I wasn't gonna give you a crazy DC to begin with, but I mean, excellent use of a natural 20. She does nod, and she opens the door for you to come inside, and she takes you to the library, and she says, "Can I get you some tea or sandwiches or something?" Well,
Tea would be lovely, thank you.
I'd love a sandwich.
she nods and goes to do that for you. Okay, so what exactly are you looking for?
So the first thing I'm looking for is Zolek. Knowing that he's been there for 50 years, I'm probably gonna refine my search to a history of the place we're currently at. Saltmarsh.
Uh-huh. Okay. Give me an investigation check. And Dasani, are you helping or are you just being another presence in the room?
I'm helping.
Okay.
As best I can.
Okay. Then someone can roll with advantage.
Go to bio. No, Corsair. We're the same. I'll do it. Now that I've wasted a natural 20, I'll roll. Hey!
Whoa, dude!
Tomorrow's gonna suck.
Okay, so the basics, there's not actually a lot that has been written as far as history of the town, but there's some local chronology that you can peruse, that kind of indicates more or less the regions of the towns that were settled first, which was right here along the river, expanding outwards. It kind of details a little bit the conflict between the elves and the humans. It seems to be mostly a debate on land and the fact that the river was seen as was a point of contention between the two peoples, and let me see. Sorry, Logan's talking in the background, and it's making it hard for me to think. The story of Zolek is more or less what has kind of already been explained, which was some gentleman showed up. It is theorized that this gentleman was a servant to the vampire, and released him on the town. And for a good month or so, people were being eaten and turned, or just left dry and dead in the streets. And it took the extended effort of the saints, the clerics of St. Cuthbert, which also pushed for a treaty between the elves and the human folks here. The local government was able to say we need to figure out we can't keep putting these paladins in this direction. Plus, there is also the Dreadwood, the threat of the Dreadwood, and the fey creatures that come out of there and attack the people on the roads, and also attack the elves. The inner threat at the city, combined with the outer forces, the outer influences, really pushed the people to begin negotiation for the Five Fire Treaty, which is still in effect today, and the clerics after they were no longer obligated to defend the borders of the city, were able to turn inward and protect the people. Lots of people ended up kind of the town basically shrunk inwards. People stayed within major public buildings for a long time because they were easier to protect. Finally, the high priestess, her name was Cynthia. What was the last name? Nope, that's not it. Sorry.
You're good.
I'm trying to control F as well as type. Okay, Cynthia Vestwell was ultimately the one who pushed him to a point where she could put a she basically incapacitated him the best she could. She was not able to kill him by herself, and her dying efforts, her spirit is actually the binding force that holds that barrier. And in theory, the only things that can pass through that barrier are things that are considered pure of heart.
Can you say again the servant that released him on the town?
He didn't have a name. It was just some traveling, some traveling person.
Okay.
Yeah, someone who was under a thrall, presumably.
Okay. I think that's all I need on that. I would now like to look for any books on Water Genasi.
Okay, roll me another investigation check.
Absolutely. Let me just take advantage off. 6.
Not so much luck. The information on humanoids that Eleander has in his private collection pretty much extends to the types of people who are the kinds of creatures that he has personally interacted with in some way, shape, or form, which you would learn then become like draconic folk of various natures, elves and dwarves. Like you know that he speaks a lot of languages, and that is very well supported with the information he has here. But it does not appear that any extraplanar, like elemental planar folk have been in his purview.
All right. I would like to now look for a book on druids, and I am using my Luckstone.
Okay, cool.
18.
All right. The information you can get. Okay, so like, what kind of information are you looking for? Because I know, obviously, you as a player know what a druid is.
Sure. More like history of and capabilities of.
Okay.
And any any stories of like heroic and famous druids.
Okay.
I know it's a big net. If it's multiple books, I'm cool with that too.
Yeah. We'll go with that. There's a substantial amount. There's at least a substantial amount of information. Maybe not a lot of books, but just there's a lot of information on this topic. But a lot of it is more based on like a history rather than magic, because Eleander himself is not magic, so that doesn't apply to him.
Yeah. So I will grab around like 3 of those things.
Okay.
Just to kind of like take with us, but I'll turn it to Sonny and be like, I believe you are looking for something like this. Since you don't know much about your people or your abilities or what you're able to do, I think this will lead you in the right direction.
Oh, thanks, man. Dasani grabs the book.
Also, so our friend Zashel, he has the ability to turn on his godlike eyes, and he can see if any magic has been cast in the immediate area. Do you have that ability as well?
Sure do, man. He questions and like scratches his head. But I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
Right, because typically I do it, but I feel like my powers aren't under control right now, and I do not want to blow up this beautiful library.
There is there is a sword on the mantle that that emanates like a small evocation energy, but that is the only amount of magic that is in this room, or that you can detect at all.
Is it per room we go into, or we're just in the library right now?
You would still just be in the library right now, but I mean,
Got it. Oh, what's this on the wall, dude? It's like shimmering.
What kind of sword is it?
it appears to be a longsword.
Well, that is unfortunate. I don't think any of our people actually use longswords. Also, I have my dwarf language book with me, and I'm just going to return that since I'm stealing other books, basically. And I will take the time, too, to write a note of, like, the things. Magic swords are a thing in the Feywild. It's not that interesting. Just write a quick note to him about the books that we took, and that I do have a plan to return them.
And Zashel and Yumi find you here while you have been researching as well. We'll say now-ish. You would the two of you would be brought into the library where Vicaris and Dasani are. Is there any points that you'd like to make while you're here?
Whilst eating my sandwich.
I will pass along the history of Zolek and High Priestess Cynthia Biswell. Which, by the way, my mom's name is Cynthia.
Is that a Vicaris thing or is that a Doug thing?
That's a Doug thing, sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Anything that the four of you do while you're together now that you've all convened?
Is there any books on vampires here?
Give me one moment. No.
Unfortunate. Okay, that's it.
We'll share what we learned.
Okay. Yumi said something. I wanted to go back and read what Yumi said. Okay. All right. So you guys share your information. Eventually, I can only imagine you guys everyone crosses towards the center and eventually finds Grinar and Yop. Any information that needs to share between now that the six of you would be all together?
I assuming that we all share information that we've learned. Yeah. Oh dear. Scaring wave chaser. We saw him enter the home, and it appeared that someone else left.
Should probably go check that out.
Yes. Did you say Edda left 2 guards there?
She did, and she said she could trust them, but
Oh dear.
Yumi's just gonna make a run towards Travers Grove now.
Okay.
Yop will hike up her pants and do the same.
I will let everyone else run away and head towards the council.
Hike up her pants. Oh.
Okay. A few of you make it to Crabber's Grove. And Tom and Will are still standing there. And Tom just says, did you happen to see, because she recognizes you, Yumi, and says, did you happen to see that fellow who ran out of here a while ago?
I saw someone run out of here a while ago.
Some ugly mug. Some fella came in. We heard him running. We heard him doing something in the front room. Didn't know what was happening because we were here watching the basement, and came upstairs to see what was happening, and he grabbed something and left.
One of you didn't think to chase him or investigate earlier when he made noise.
We moved as soon as we could, but he probably saw all of the dead bodies and panicked.
Yeah.
We were told to stay here.
Didn't you say it took a while and he changed clothes?
I said it took like a little bit of time.
Okay.
Yeah.
But enough time for him to change clothes and run away.
Theoretically taking like some other hood or something.
Yeah, he could have just taken a cloak and wrapped himself in it.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yumi's just overly suspicious. I'm just overly suspicious.
Yop is going to approach the barrier again.
Okay.
Mr. Zolak.
He appears.
Oh, I was just curious if you were still here. We seem to have gotten a lot of the information that you claimed that we wouldn't get unless we let you out. That's very unfortunate for you.
He just blinks a couple of times.
I do have one question for you. How do you like my pants?
And she'll leave.
Swaying them hips back and
He kind of he dissipates before you like out of the corner of your eye you see that he just kind of melts into the black.
Mm.
Well, it seems to me like we have some decisions to make. I mean, all signs, all roads seem to point to Scarin Wave Chaser.
I say SS1.
I thought I did.
Anything else that you would like to any intentions you'd like to set for next session?
Yeah, I am at the council now currently.
Oh, that might only take a moment. Let's dip into that. See what happens.
Cool.
Around
what time is it?
it is getting late in the day, close to 4.
Okay, and typically, what time does like the council members leave?
About 6.
About 6. Cool. So then I am going to hang out, just being my typical weird self. And then at around like 5:30, I'm gonna find a place where nobody can see me, or maybe even like go back outside and turn invisible.
Okay.
Oh, close. And no, I don't have my Tides of Chaos anymore.
When you say you don't have it, you've spent
I've
it.
used
That's
it,
what you mean?
yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's fire one off.
Okay. 16. Hey, it's not fireball.
I've got to find it again.
I got my wild. So 16, right?
Yep.
For the next minute, you regain 5 hit points at the start of each of your turns. Hey, nice.
Right. Okay. What do you do once you're invisible at 5:30?
I am going to sneak into Gellen's office and just kind of hang out in the corner, listen to what he says, and specifically wait for him to leave.
Cool. In that case, we will do that next time. I'll just make a note of that. Okay. Cool, folks.